y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in for another TMI moment. I am Terra, the T in the TMI, and you are listening or watching Terra's Motivational Inspiration. Look, I just want to take a quick moment just to tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching us from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening to us from, I appreciate it from my heart to yours. I genuinely thank you because you have gifted me with something that's irreplaceable, and that's your time. You have taken the time to stop by and listen to what I have to say. And although I'm here to try to share some knowledge to help you become the best person that you are, I don't take it lightly when you view my videos, when you comment, when you share, when you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That means a lot to me, and I want you to know that it does. And so, y'all, like I said, I value your time. So let's go ahead and jump right in on what we're going to be talking about today. And as I said on Friday, we're going to be talking about being in the right place at the right time. And we've been sharing about how making sure that you're surrounded by the right people, because that can help you stay focused. It can help you stay motivated on those things that are important. And even if sometimes we may have to stand alone, if we're in the right place at the right time, we can still reach our goals. And so the thing that we have to do is find out what or who will motivate us to reach our goals. And our aim has to be to always optimize our environment in such a way that it's going to push us closer to our goals. And it's important to understand that the right place is not necessarily the right location physically only. But the right place means I need to also be in the right mental place or space so that I can be in the right place at the right time. So like when we were getting ready to I was getting ready, I always refer to myself as we. So like a lot of times if y'all hear me say we, I could just be talking about myself. I guess it's the church part in me. I don't know. I heard somebody else say that, they say we. I guess that I guess, because a lot of preachers and stuff say that. I'm not a preacher, but I grew up around a lot of them. So anyway, um, so I was getting ready to get started. My phone, I had turned my computer on do not disturb because it always I had to do it early because it always dings or do something because I'm constantly getting emails, text messages, and calls. And so normally when I put my computer on do not disturb, my phone is on it as well. Well, y'all, I was trying to go over everything to make sure it was all good in my head and stuff, and then my phone started going off. And I was like, I thought I put it on silent. And that was just a distraction that came. And it was really beginning to get me out of the mental space that I needed to be in to focus on the task that was going to come at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, because I wanted to be able to be on live at 3 p.m. Sometimes I have to delay it because I homeschool my children. So sometimes stuff comes up and I have to do it at a different time. But typically 3 p.m. is the ultimate that's the ultimate time that I have, that's the time that I have set, that I say this is the perfect time for me to be on live. But sometimes, that doesn't happen. But today I was like, I had my children taken care of, had everything else taken care of, and then I, see a text message that tried to distract me from being in the right mental space. And so I had to push that out the way. But today what I want to do real quickly is just give you 2 tips that can help you determine or help you get into a place where you're aligning yourself so that you can attract everything that it is that you desire. Okay. And these are 2 very simple steps. The first one is you got to first identify what it is that you really want. Because a lot of times there are people, if you survey people, survey 100 people and see what they say, a lot of times people will admit that they don't really know what they want. Many times we follow a plan in life because of an expectation that someone else has placed upon us. We hear about the American dream. You go to high school, get your degree, you get your diploma, go to college, get your degree, then you get your job, then you get married, and then y'all buy a house with a white picket fence. Y'all have 2 children. You got your 4 and no more, and you're living life. And sometimes that's not exactly the way that you really desire it, and you're struggling where you are because you're in a moment of, I'm in a career that I don't really like. I'm in a city where I really don't want to live, but this is an expectation that someone else has told me that if you want to live here, or if you want to look like a certain thing, or you want to be a certain thing, then these are the parameters that show that you're successful. You're trying to live, are you trying to match up with the Joneses, and that's not who you are. You know them. So so you need to live and do the things that you desire and that you want to do and that you have been created, most importantly, to do and to be. And so when we think about that, if you're at a point in your life right now and you can't immediately identify what it is that you want, don't worry, because you're not alone. And also, worry is not, we shouldn't worry about tomorrow. But what we also got to understand is that with some work, it you can easily you will you can definitely, I won't say easily because it's not always easy, but you can definitely get to a place in life where you can identify it, and you can identify what it is that you really want. And this is really the first step in attracting everything that you want in life, because until you know what it is that you won't be able to attract what you want. And as we identify what we want, we have to write it down. We It's not just okay to have it in your head. It's not just okay to have it in those clouds of thoughts, because see, when we write down our thoughts, it takes it out of the clouds and brings it into focus so that it's a formulated thought or an idea, and then we can give our specific attention to it. So we got to first identify what it is that we want. Then secondly, we have to investigate the noise around us. In my book, Finding Your Voice Inside of the Noise, one of the definitions that I give for noise is negative opinions or oppositions interrupting successful execution in your life as a whole or as a specific goal or task. So what are those negative opinions or oppositions? We have to identify both the past and the present oppositions or opinions that may be blocking us from getting to where we want to go to. And these oppositions or opinions can include people, other people, their thoughts about you, the words that they've said against you, being around those who can't help you, or being around those who can help you, but they don't want to help you, and not selecting the right people for your life. Those can be oppositions, negative oppositions that you can face, that is noise. The negative oppositions or opinions that interrupt us from executing what it is that we need to for our life. Imagine if you saw someone that actually was able to develop the idea, or an idea that was similar to yours. Number one, that would give you a reason to believe that your own goals are achievable, right? We can learn that, the challenges that we can learn about the challenges that they face, and it could help motivate us to reach our goal, because we will be in a much better position to anticipate and to avoid those pitfalls. So that's why it's important for us to make sure that we are identifying the right people to be around, because if we don't, then it can have that opposite effect. If we're not around people who are developing and executing ideas or thoughts that are similar to our own, it can give us a reason to believe that we can't reach our goals. And then we won't be able to identify those challenges. And sometimes those challenges may cause us to quit, or may cause us to be delayed. So that when we're investigating the noise that's around us, then it causes us to look at the people that we are around as well. And then part of identifying the noise, which, like I said, could include people, is knowing that bad company can corrupt good character. So, like I said last week, um, that's something that the Bible teaches us, but that is just a principle in life. When you're around people who are not doing the right thing, then it could corrupt you. I received an email the other day, and they were talking about Jonah. And those of you who may not know Jonah, you may have heard Jonah and the whale, or Jonah and the big fish. You know, Jonah was disobedient to the directions that God had given him, and he was supposed to follow these particular directions for his life at the particular moment. But because he was out of order, everyone that was around him went down with the ship. He caused the ship to get in trouble, and the people that was around him, because they were around the wrong company, it corrupted them. You may be on your way to the right place, but if you're on the ship with the wrong person, you could find yourself sinking and not reaching your destination. I always talk about making sure we have the capacity for what we are looking for. That includes us creating an atmosphere where we can ensure that our desires are those ideas that we've written down. Remember, we writing those down because those thoughts are just in the clouds until we get them written down where we can focus on them, and then we're able to cultivate those where they can flourish and they can grow. Now, another opposition can be your own personal limitations. And when I say limitations, I'm not talking about that's your limitations is your final destination. I'm just saying your limitations is where you are for that moment. And it can be your skills, it can be your abilities, it can be your lack of knowledge, it can even be your own thoughts about yourself. However, once you identify that noise of your personal limitations, then you can then choose to rectify. And when I say choose to rectify, if it's a skill or ability or a lack of knowledge, then you can take some training courses that's related to your goals. And that helps to sharpen your skills and helps you to improve, because you can never learn everything there is to know about everything. So being a constant learner, being open to new ideas, being open to new methods, or just learning something new to you is so important. You can't aspire to be tomorrow's success with yesterday's knowledge. You have to keep on learning. You have to be teachable. It's important that we keep up with the latest technology. It's important that we keep up with improvements so that we won't be limited. And this will give us an edge when we're eliminating some of those personal limitations. When we are learning new things, when we are taking training courses, when we are actually taking master classes that are given by masters. Not just because it's a master class doesn't mean that a master is teaching it. There again, that can be some noise, because some of us, we are going to workshops, we're going to listen to people who are not qualified for where they are trying to take us, and that becomes noise, because that becomes an opposition in our way, because sometimes they can't tell you about the pitfalls that you're going to go through if they haven't gone through what is necessary to get to where they're trying to take you. What's going to happen is y'all gonna arrive at the same time, and both of y'all gonna be trying to figure out how to overcome those obstacles at the same time. That was just a side road. I don't know why I went there, but hopefully that helped somebody. I know it helped me. It saved me some money, because I like to support everybody and stuff like that. And sometimes, I was going I was going to places where I was going to workshops and stuff where I knew that, sometimes it wasn't giving me more information. Sometimes it's confusing me. And sometimes it was giving me, it wasn't even increasing my knowledge. It was just taking my time. Remember, I said your time is irreplaceable, and I could have been using that time for something else. And so I learned that instead of, if I want to support someone, I can still support them. I just give them the money, give them a donation. A donation is much better than me buying a ticket, going there, wasting my time on a master class that's not taught by a master. I don't know why I keep on saying that, but and this is not directed to anyone in particular, but I just know that we are living in a time where, with social media, being in the right place at the right time. There are some people on social media, because you don't know them, you don't want to trust what they have to say. But what you need to do is do some research. And that may be where you need to go. Just because they may not be on a high platform, or they may not name drop and talk about all the people that they know, that may be the very place that you need to be. Just because they're not claiming that they're a master, but you can see from the fruits of their labor that they have mastered at least some stuff, then that may be the place that you need to go versus the ones that tell you that they're a master. Investigate the noise, y'all, because see, sometimes, they say the squeaky wheel gets the oil, but sometimes it's just a squeaky wheel. It's not the best wheel. And sometimes the best things are those things that are hidden, and they may not necessarily be trying to hide. They may be doing what they're supposed to do, but your focus is just on the noise. Investigate the noise, okay? So if we want to be in the right place at the right time so that we can attract everything that we want, we have to identify first, what is it that we really want? And then number 2, we got to identify the noise. We got to investigate the noise that is hindering us from receiving and positioning ourselves to attract everything that we really want. I don't know. I was getting tongue-tied there for a moment. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to dig a little bit deeper, and we're going to talk about one of the greatest hindrances that we can possibly ever face. And I know it was a struggle for me that I have now overcome. And I want to share with you on tomorrow, because I believe that a lot of people struggle with this, and this stops us from doing everything that it is that we should be doing because of this one thing. OMG. All right, y'all, listen. Y'all don't forget, y'all can pick up the book, Finding Your Voice Inside of the Noise. My website, www.2asktmi.com. And I will see you on tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Remember that this is a day that the Lord has made. Make a conscious, calculated decision to rejoice and be glad in it.